Steam rose from the griddle of my food truck as I pressed another handmade tortilla, the scent of cumin and chiles filling the crisp Los Angeles morning. 3 years of culinary school, an internship at a Michelin-starred restaurant, and here I was, exactly where my family feared I'd end up, cooking street food. Still playing food truck chef, Carlos? My brother Miguel's voice cut through the morning bustle. He stood in his investment banker's suit, probably worth more than my first month's revenue. Good morning to you too, I said, flipping a perfectly seared piece of pescado. What brings you to my humble kitchen? He smirked, checking his Rolex. Mom's worried. Says you missed another family dinner. Too busy with your, what did you call it? Elevated street food concept. I thought of the real reason I'd missed dinner. A late-night meeting with investors about expanding Sabor Street into our 10th location. But Miguel didn't need to know that. Not yet. Just trying to make this work, I replied simply. Oh, Carlos. He sighed my name like a disappointment. When are you going to get serious? There's still a management position open at Rivera's. Real restaurants, real future. Not this taco truck fantasy. Rivera's, the corporate restaurant chain where he'd climbed to VP of operations, and where our father sat on the board. The family business I'd turned down 2 years ago to start my first truck. I'm happy here, Miguel. He picked up one of our hand-pressed tortillas, eyebrows rising at the blue corn masa. $8 for tacos? This is exactly why food trucks fail. No one's going to pay these prices for street food. I didn't mention that we'd sold out of our signature seafood tacos 3 times this week, or that food critics had started calling from New York about our innovative Mexican-Asian fusion. I definitely didn't mention that Sabor Street's revenue had hit $15 million last quarter. Thanks for the business advice, I said, taking the tortilla from his manicured hands and returning it to the griddle. But I think I'll stick with my plan. What plan? Serving tacos to hipsters? He gestured around my carefully designed truck, the custom-built kitchen, the premium ingredients, the line of customers already forming. This isn't a career, Carlos. It's a phase. My phone buzzed in my apron pocket, probably Lisa, my COO, with updates on the lease negotiations for our upcoming Vegas location. We were going national, though Miguel still thought I was struggling to pay for propane. Maybe you're right, I said mildly. But it's my phase to figure out. He shook his head, already turning to leave. Well, when you're ready to join the Real restaurant world, let me know. I hear Chipotle is always hiring managers. The morning rush started as he left, and I allowed myself a small smile. Miguel had no idea that Chipotle had actually approached us last month, interested in our sustainable sourcing model. I'd turned them down, just like I'd turned down 3 other corporate buyout offers this year. My phone buzzed again. This time I checked it. Meeting with Rivera's Corp confirmed for tomorrow, 9 a.m., Lisa's text read. Their acquisition team wants to discuss the offer. I glanced down the street, watching Miguel's expensive car pull away. Tomorrow would be interesting. The next morning, I stood in my real office, the top floor of a renovated warehouse in downtown LA that served as Sabor Street's headquarters. The space perfectly embodied our brand. Industrial chic design, test kitchens with state-of-the-art equipment, and a rooftop garden where we grew our own herbs and peppers. Their team is here, Lisa announced, tablet in hand. She'd been with me since the beginning, back when we were pulling 18-hour shifts and sleeping in the food truck. Now she ran operations for our rapidly expanding empire with precision and quiet pride. And Miguel? I asked, leading the acquisition team. She smiled. He has no idea you're the owner, does he? I smoothed my simple black chef's jacket, custom-made Italian cotton, though Miguel wouldn't recognize quality without a designer logo. Let's keep it that way, at least for the first few minutes. The conference room doors opened, and Miguel strode in, followed by 3 Rivera's executives. He stopped short when he saw me, confusion crossing his face. Carlos, what are you doing here? This is a private meeting. I smiled, taking my seat at the head of the table. I know. I called it. The Rivera's CEO, Richard Martinez, looked between us. You two know each other? He's my brother, Miguel said quickly. But I don't understand. Mr. Reyes is the founder and CEO of Sabor Street, Richard explained, watching Miguel's face carefully. The company we're here to acquire. The silence that followed was worth every dismissive comment, every condescending smile, every missed family dinner spent building something they couldn't see. That's impossible, Miguel stammered. He runs a food truck. One truck in Venice Beach. Actually, Lisa interjected, sliding presentation folders across the table. Sabor Street currently operates 38 locations across the West Coast, with 12 more opening this quarter. Our revenue last year exceeded $90 million, with projected growth of 150% this year. Miguel fell into a chair, his usual poise shattered. But I've eaten at your truck. It's just tacos. Premium sustainable ingredients, I corrected. Innovative fusion recipes. 6 signature sauces. And a brand that's been featured in Food and Wine, Bon Appetit, and Forbes as the future of fast casual dining. Richard cleared his throat. We've been watching Sabor Street's growth for some time. Your innovation in the premium quick service market is exactly why we're prepared to offer $300 million for acquisition. I opened the folder in front of me, though I'd memorized every detail. That's a generous offer. Generous? Miguel found his voice. It's insane. For food trucks. For a revolutionary brand, Richard corrected. One that's captured the market we've been trying to enter for years. He turned to me. We want to take Sabor Street national. With our resources and your vision. I appreciate the interest. I cut in smoothly. But Sabor Street isn't for sale. Miguel's head snapped up. Are you crazy? This is the kind of offer people dream about. I'm not people, I said quietly. And I'm not done building. Richard leaned forward. We can go higher. Much higher. I stood, adjusting my chef's jacket. It's not about the money. Sabor Street is about crafting something authentic, something that matters. You'd turn it into another corporate chain, and I won't let that happen. This is business, Miguel snapped. Not some foodie fantasy. No, I agreed. It's both. That's why we're succeeding while your corporate Mexican division is losing market share. The room fell silent again. Miguel stared at the financial reports, at the growth projections, at the evidence of everything he'd dismissed as a hobby. The meeting's over, I said firmly. But Miguel, you're welcome to stay. I think we have some catching up to do. The Rivera's team filed out, Richard pausing at the door. If you change your mind. I won't, I said. But thank you for the offer. When they were gone, Miguel remained seated, still processing. His world had shifted, and I could see him struggling to adjust his perspective. How long? He finally asked. 3 years, I said, sitting across from him. Since the day I turned down that management position. But you work in the truck. I've seen you making tacos, working the line. I work in all our locations. Every new opening, I train the staff personally. It's part of maintaining quality, keeping it authentic. He shook his head slowly. Dad's going to. Dad knows, I cut in. Has for 6 months. Remember when he supposedly went golfing in San Diego? He was touring our commissary kitchen. Miguel looked up sharply. He never said. Because I asked him not to. I wanted to succeed or fail on my own terms, not as someone's little brother or son. And now, I gestured around the office. Now I have nothing to prove. To anyone. He stood slowly, walking to the window. Below, downtown LA hummed with morning energy. I've been an ass, haven't I? Yes, I agreed. But an entertaining one. He turned back to me, and for the first time in years, I saw my actual brother. Not the corporate success story, not the family golden child, just Miguel. Show me, he said quietly. Show me what you've built. The tour took 2 hours. I walked him through the test kitchen, where our chefs were developing new fusion recipes. Through the training center, where staff from across the country learned our methods. Through the rooftop garden, where we grew specialty ingredients no supplier could provide. This is incredible, he murmured, watching a cooking demonstration in progress. And you designed all of this? Every detail, I confirmed. From the menu to the training programs. And now Rivera's wants it. They're not the first. We've turned down 8 offers this year. He whistled softly. Because you want to keep it authentic? Because I want to keep it excellent, I corrected. Corporate ownership means cutting corners, maximizing profits over quality. That's not what Sabor Street is about. We ended up at my original food truck, now parked permanently outside our headquarters. Miguel looked around with new eyes, seeing beyond the street food, to the carefully crafted details that had built an empire. I owe you an apology, he said finally. Several, actually. I started up the griddle, the same one he'd mocked earlier. Actions mean more than words. Want to learn how to make a proper tortilla? He glanced at his expensive suit, then shrugged and reached for an apron. Teach me. That evening, I sat in my office reviewing expansion plans. Lisa appeared with fresh coffee, our custom roast from a small Mexican cooperative. "Your brother stayed for 3 hours," she observed, "learning basic prep work like a rookie line cook." I smiled, remembering his focused expression as he pressed tortillas. "People can surprise you." "Speaking of surprises," she said, "the Tokyo property contract came through. Want to sign now?" I thought of Miguel's face when he realized the scope of what I'd built while he wasn't looking. "Let's wait. I think I'll announce it at Sunday dinner." The next family dinner was different. My father beamed proudly as I explained our international expansion plans. My mother finally stopped asking when I'd get a real job. And Miguel, surprisingly, asked intelligent questions about sourcing and sustainability practices. "I still can't believe you turned down $300 million, he said later, helping me clear dishes. I smiled. "Some things are worth more than money. Like proving us all wrong. Like proving myself right," I corrected. "There's a difference." The following week, I stood in my original food truck again, making tacos for the morning rush. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to, because success doesn't mean forgetting where you started. My phone buzzed with a text from Miguel. Chipotle CEO asking about Sabor Street. Told him my brother doesn't sell excellence. Did I get that right? I smiled, crafting a perfect taco al pastor. "Perfect," I typed back. If you've ever been dismissed for following your passion, if you've built something extraordinary while others weren't looking, share your story below. Sometimes the biggest successes start with someone saying, "It's just street food." Sometimes the best restaurants grow from authenticity, not acquisition offers. And if you're still in the building phase, keep going. Keep crafting excellence, keep believing in your vision. The right people will taste it eventually, and when they do, they'll understand why it was never for sale. Because true success isn't about proving doubters wrong. It's about staying true to your vision, even when others can't see it. It's about building something so authentic, so excellent, that eventually they have no choice but to notice. Remember, every empire starts with a single step, or in my case, a single taco. The key is to make it matter, make it authentic, and never let anyone convince you that your passion is just a phase. Keep cooking, keep creating, and most importantly, keep making whatever you do matter. Because at the end of the day, success isn't measured in acquisition offers. It's measured in the lives you touch and the legacy you create. Subscribe to follow more stories about turning passion into empire, one authentic meal at a time. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.